We had awesome swords and dual wielding. Then we got lightsabers and guns. Oh, Jeebus, yes. I just finished Sword Art Online 2, and what can I say? I might. A lot of people. I know some people said, "Oh, Sword Art Online 1 or the first season of it was way better than 2." I'm gonna have to kind of disagree a bit. 2 is way better. Well, the first half is. The first half is way better, which is the Gun Gale Online half. Which, one thing I kind of liked is throughout, I'm going to call them, because technically Gun Gale Online, I'm going to call it technically Season 3, because each half of these is each their own story, basically. Where you have that first half of Season 1 is the Iron God arc, where they're trapped in the game, die in the game, you die for real. Then there's the second one where it's saving Asuna, as well as 300 other people in Alfenheim, which is also apparently just Sword Art Online reskinned a bit. And then you have Season 3, or Season 2, or Season 3, technically, the Gun Gale Online arc, or the Phantom Bullet arc, where this one I really love, because this one is a mystery, because each one it kind of has where there is some kind of quote-unquote real world dilemma in these stories, which I like. Like in the first one, again, you die in the game, you die for real, and they're trapped in this game, and no one can get them out. They have to get through it. That's a good way to motivate them. The second one, motivation is they have to save Asuna. Kirito has to save Asuna. Awesome. Love that. Then the third one, it's a freaking murder mystery on how someone is dying in this game because a guy going around naming himself Death Gun shoots someone in the game and with a black gun, and then they somehow have a heart attack outside of it. I won't try to spoil it, though I kind of guessed a little bit what it was going to be, but I was also thinking, well, no, because it could be because of the headsets or whatever, but no, in the end, I actually did kind of get it. But, and in this one, Kirito is contracted because he is the Black Swordsman, the winner of Sword Art Online. He has to go into Gun Gale Online and basically lure out Death Gun and get him to, and try to figure out how is he killing people and stuff like that. And in this one, apparently like Alfheim Online is now kind of his home MMO, where like Asuna and all his friends are, including Klein and them. But then in this one, he goes alone into Gun Gale Online, saying, I don't want any of you guys in danger, stuff like that. As he's contracted by the government, which apparently the guy who's his contact helped him a little bit when he woke up out of Sword Art Online or something like that. And also, of course, like he's going to the school in Sword Art Online, but the contact or whatever asks Kirito to help, and Kirito says, all right. Well, there's also Kirito's second protagonist, or the second protagonist, where it is Shinon, who is a sniper one, which, fudge, yes, I love snipers. I don't care what anyone says, saying, oh, snipers are wuss because they're hide away somewhere. No. Snipers are amazing, because if you're running down a battlefield and someone turns the corner, pulls out a gun about to kill you, and then a bullet out of nowhere goes and just takes him down, fudge, yeah! That sniper is amazing. Or, what is it? The Losers, where he goes, I'm gonna kill you with these. Pew, pew! And freaking 2 dudes die, and then you zoom back, and it's just a sniper in another building. Snipers are freaking epic! And this is as epic. Shinon is a character who this also covers topics like PTSD and stuff like that, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, I think it was. Post-traumatic stress disorder, which is awesome. It's a mystery, kind of. Though some things you can kind of figure out if you pay attention enough. like, why is that character there if they're not doing anything? Kind of like that. But Shinon is awesome. She's apparently has PTSD because apparently when she was younger, she killed a man who was robbing a store. Like the guy, she stole the gun away when she was like 5 and shot the man who was about to kill her mother, as well as some other people in the store. And outside of the world, she has PTSD, but inside, and whenever she sees a gun, she freaks out. But inside this game, for some reason, it doesn't affect her. She feels separate from her avatar. She feels that she is stronger than that. If she beats Gun Gale Online or this tournament, because this is a tournament arc, Bullets of Bullets, she will become stronger and have control over this fear. And not to mention Kirito, and she's also like Kirito's only friend in Gun Gale Online, even though he accidentally tricks her because Kirito has, which I guess, I don't know, it's just my favorite design of Kirito, is Kirito looks like a girl, kind of looks like a girl with long hair, like even like the eyes are like the more feminine eyes, which is just hilarious when he uses looking like a girl to his advantage. To the point where ton of the male players are like, oh, hey, Betty. They like to accuse him. He's like, oh, my Lord. But then Shinon comes and then he's like, oh, dang it. I can't let her make it feel like I'm hitting on her, but I need help with this game. I think, oh, that was funny. Or when he goes, you need Zoom for me, everyone. I'm just like, dang it, kid. You're freaking awesome. I just find that funny to me. Also, this arc actually has one of my favorite parts, or favorite scenes of Kirito, but I'll get into that later. But, yeah, mostly this arc is, and then also Kirito finds out that the Death Gun, at one point, he doesn't know who he is, but he knows that he's part of the Laughing Coffin from Sword Art Online 1, the Murder Guild, and he's trying to remember who he was, and even every other people from Sword Art Online, like, remember this guy, like, FUD, what was his name? They don't remember his name, and that's the only way that they can figure out who he was, figure out who Sword Art Online, and track it back to the guy outside of the game. And it's really good because Kirito and Shinon are awesome fighting together, especially when Shinon basically doesn't want to do anything with Kirito after she finds out that he lied to her about being a girl. And also, one of my favorite parts, of course, is in a game of guns, Kirito not only wields a sword, but wields a freaking lightsaber. Fudge! Yes! Fudge, yes! Yes! I love lightsabers. They are freaking awesome weapons. They're amazing. I'm actually planning to build one myself, but till then, I guess this will have to do. I actually plan to build one myself, but, oh my Lord. It was just so awesome. Just seeing him go, like, and seeing that he's so fast in the game that he can, like, cut the bullets. He basically dodge the bullet, not dodge the bullets, hit the bullets with his lightsaber, and, like, the bullets will just, like, you'll see them melt and disperse. And, like, how fast he's moving. How they explain the gameplay is pretty awesome. How there's prediction lines of the bullets, or like you have the symbol, like your attack will hit within this circle range. It all makes sense for a game that I would love to play, as well as Shinon slowly trying to get over this PTSD is pretty awesome. And things like when Death Gun has the gun that Shino used to kill that one mugger in her past. That was actually kind of cool. Spoilers for that, I guess. And Kirito is just freaking awesome in this. And even when you finally have, even when, like, you cut back to, like, what happened to the Laughing Coffins, because the Laughing Coffins was kind of a thing, like, well, they are, like, twice, and then they kind of just disappear after the first season, but then they at least come back now. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. They're kind of explaining a little bit more. And I just love messing with this thing. I just love this thing. It's just so freaking good. But yeah, like, it is pretty cool. And Kirito also uses a gun while he uses his sword as a secondary weapon, which kind of makes me want to be like, man, I wish something. Like, also Shino being a sniper is awesome since Anna is apparently mentioned, or Anna is mentioned in Overwatch, and apparently is going to come out soon, who is a sniper too, and also a support, so I'll probably be using her as my support, because she looks awesome. But it was pretty cool seeing all. It was pretty cool seeing this. This is again my favorite one. Especially my favorite scene is when my favorite scene of this is when Kirito. Well, one, I like the theme song when like the theme song you kind of show Kirito and like I think Asuna at one point and like there's like you just hear the song playing and you see Kirito from Sword Art Online walk by, then you see Kirito from Alfenheim walk by, and then then like it zooms on Kirito and then you see another one with the long hair walking past like real quick and Kirito looks like what? And like I'm just like that's awesome seeing the different forms of Kirito as it progressed, which I always love seeing a character always evolve and change as the story progresses. As well as Shinon also kind of goes through a similar thing too in the thing where it shows her as a little girl, then regular self, and well, regular self, little girl, and then Shinon from Sword Art Online, or I mean Gun Gale Online. And I keep bringing it up. It's because my favorite scene is when Kirito versus Death Gun, and Death Gun is remembering because apparently Kirito was part of a raid to they were trying to send the Laughing Coffins to the prison wherever that is in Sword Art Online, but Kirito after these guys were trying to kill them, Kirito killed 2 of them. He actually killed 2 players, which brought up to 3 with that other guy he killed. So and he's kind of having PTSD from that, having the memories of dealing with the people he's killed and kind of killed in these games. Technically, he did kill them in this game, and I actually kind of like that as well. Like you have PTSD with Kirito, and you see him like unraveling a little bit, but you kind of see him try to deal with it. As also has things like how to deal with the PTSD and so on in this, and I really do like that bit. And I keep bringing it up, but I don't say it. When Kirito versus Death Gun, I really love because when he fights Death Gun is seeing the Kirito, not only the Kirito now, but also the Kirito from Sword Art Online, where you see Kirito going and go swinging with the photon sword, and then you see like a shadow of Sword Art Online Kirito with Elucidator just going about to slam down, or then when he grabs the gun and points it at Death Gun, and then then it looks like a Dark Repulsor coming at Death Gun. It's just an awesome scene that I love, just seeing like the past coming back into the future, seeing it all like kind of meld in one. I really liked that. And Shinon, again, I really love as a character, and the gunplay in this is freaking awesome, to the point to where like Shino shoots a sniper rifle, yet somehow it's so strong it blows up a person's body in half. I'm like, what the fuck? But it was still awesome. It was still a cool thing to see. As well as like seeing when she has like the glare of like she's just gonna murder everyone in her eyes. It's just freaking epic. There's also a scene where Kirito and her, it's like for some reason like they're trying to put it to where like it looks like, oh, maybe he'll get with Shinon or something. I'm like, no, he's married with Asuna, basically, even though they never bring it up after the first season, but he's married to Asuna. I doubt he'd ever leave her. But it was funny though, she's like, or Hirito goes, dang it, because there was like a recording thing going over their heads, like, why are they recording? Wait, they're recording, they kind of look like they're over each other a little bit. He's like, they're recording it, and Shinon goes like, what, you're afraid someone will see? And he's like, well, no, but, you know, people are going to look and think you like girls or something like that. And she's like, oh, I don't mind. I was honestly waiting for something with Asuna. Later on, I was like, Kirito, I saw that recording of yours. Just something like Death or something like that. I thought it would be kind of funny to see, like, Shinon over and then, like, Kirito and Asuna and Shinon running away from Asuna. I've been saying Shinon, right? Yeah, I hope so. But it was pretty cool. It's a murder mystery, and you still know the stakes to where whoever gets shot with said gun will then, or the black gun will then die on the outside world. So you still have a reason why, like, oh crap, there are actual stakes to this. And it was really good, and it was cool seeing Kirito use a lightsaber and everything, and it was just awesome. But then we cut over to, then after that awesome arc of awesome lightsaber slicing, super speed, and seeing Kirito just go all out crazy on some guys, like points where like people are going, holy crap, he's like a freaking animal, just how he's killing them. We have an Asuna arc where this one I'm going to probably spoil a little bit. Basically, there's a character who's an amazing swordsman who apparently beat Kirito, though they also say that Kirito didn't go all out, and he said he probably shouldn't go all out unless he actually has something like, actually there's two of them. One is, the first part is that one is back in Alfenheim, which one I'm just like, oh, cop out. Or that sucks. Because basically they find out where Excalibur, the sword that what's-his-face summoned at the end of Season 2 of Sword Art Online. Technically, I'm going by arcs. The end of the first Alfenheim arc, they actually find the sword in-game, and they have to go through a dungeon to do it or whatever, and, like, Klein's in it, which is awesome, because Klein does not get enough screen time. He does not. He should. Klein and everyone else, they all join in, and they go to get Excalibur. Klein also gets Thor's hammer, which is pretty cool. Spoiler alerts. And that's a pretty cool scene. Kirito gets Excalibur, which then after that is the Asuna arc, where Kirito doesn't use Excalibur to fight this amazing swordsman, this apparently the best swordsman. And they say, I don't think Kirito went full out. He didn't use dual blades or whatever. He's like, maybe you shouldn't do that unless it's life defining, which I guess, yeah, but I think that just means that Kirito, basically whenever he plays a game just to play a game, he always plays with a handicap. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to use dual wielding today. Everything will be too easy. That's how I took it a little bit, especially since he loses, which it's all right that he does lose, because that kind of shows, well, yeah, Kirito doesn't always win, but even then, it's like, he's not going full out, though. He's not using all of his powers. But basically, there's this awesome swordsman who Asuna versus, and apparently has called the original sword skill, which is this 11-hit combo attack that's super deadly. And Asuna versus this person, and it turns out that she then was doing this so she could recruit Asuna or someone into the Sleeping Knights Guild, kind of, to then beat one of the bosses on the floors, if only so that way the Sleeping Knights Guild could have their name written on this tablet, which can only show 7 people at a time. So if a group of 7 groups happen, it'll only the leaders pop up. But if a group of 1 with 7 people are in it, all 7 of their names will pop up. And they need Asuna for that. And after they won, like, these one guys were being kind of jerks, not letting them pass, and they basically had to fight 20 guys, within Kirito and Klein had to come in and fight, like, 50 more, and Kirito, of course, just runs in at an epic moment, just slices them all up. It's freaking awesome. And also, Kirito still has his sword deflecting ability, where he deflects spells now with a sword. I'm just like, that's awesome, showing that he still progresses. He still gets stronger. And, but Asuna and this group beat this boss. Their names are on the tablet, and they're like, yay, and they happily whatever. But then it turns out that Asuna wants to join the guild, even though they say that they're going to disband in a couple months. Everyone's like, no, we can't. No, you can't join us or whatever. And it turns out the reason why is because Yuki, the amazing swordsman, she apparently is dying from AIDS. Because some idiot in a hospital didn't check blood when they were giving transfusion of her when she was born, and didn't check the blood for freaking AIDS. I thought that was something that disappeared. I don't know, it's Japan, maybe it's different, but I think in America, they kind of screen all blood that comes through, like saying, yeah, this has AIDS in it. We shouldn't give this to anyone. Or, you have AIDS? You're not giving blood. But, whatever, I guess. And also, this happened in 2011, because that's when Yuki was born, so I'm pretty sure we kind of covered it by then, too. So, but yeah, anyways. She's dying, and also there's a whole thing where Asuna's mom wants Asuna to go to another school, because she says that this school isn't good for her and stuff like that. Asuna is troubled, but then also is trying to help her friend now, because she turns out that, Yuki's dying, but they're using the nerve gear or whatever to log her into this thing so that way she can live out in the digital world until she actually dies. And, you know, she has no family or whatever. And it was pretty cool. It was actually pretty... in a sense, I liked the ending a little bit. And also this kind of gives, like, a hero for, like, other kids or whatever who have, like, diseases that are extremely bad. Like, at one point, even one of the people in Sleeping Guild apparently had cancer. Great! Just, you're depressing me. But it turns out she's in recession, so good. It's an alright story, I would say, if you're looking at it from, like, this is a hero or a characters that heroes that kind of can be for those people who are in bad things, who do feel bad and stuff like that. Maybe it's even in memory of someone that the creator of Sword Art Online, you know, liked or Sword Art Online loved or whatever. Someone who has a terminal illness and they're dying. That's a nice little thing. But in itself, I like the message, but in itself, the message, it was just really boring. Like, the worst thing, like, the biggest thing that came out of this, and, like, maybe the rest of this season, other than Kirito gaining a lightsaber and slicing it crazy, but he loses the lightsaber, which sucks. He also loses his awesome, cool avatar, but whatever. Is that Kirito apparently is working on bringing the digital world to the actual, quote-unquote, actual world, and learning how to, like, bring Yui in and, like, allow them to see this world and possibly meld it together, which also apparently the Sword Art Online movie is going to do that. So I kind of hope Kirito kind of has some kind of connection with that. It's a cool message, but in itself, like, the biggest thing is that Asuna might move to another school, which you kind of guess that's probably not going to happen because, well, I guess, yeah, you can always assume, like, oh, yeah, Kirito, of course, is going to save Asuna, or, like, they're going to get out of the game, but, like, this is just sort of, like, Asuna could just say, no, and, like, it is kind of, and it's supposed to be, I guess, like, to tell your feelings or whatever, and later on, like, Asuna convinces her mom by telling her about her grandpa and stuff like that, and it's a nice little thing, I guess, but in the end, it was just like, though it was kind of cool at Yuki's funeral when, like, everyone in, like, Alpenheim comes down and kneels down to her or whatever, saying you're the greatest swordsman. Also, she gives Asuna, like, the ultimate sword skill, the original sword skill, so now she has an awesome weapon to use later on down the line. But in the end, it was just an alright ending. And, like, the second half, like, the best part of Sword Art Online 2 is the Gun Gale Online arc. At this point, I kind of want to go buy the light novel of just the Gun Gale Online arc. I know I probably should buy all of them, but I kind of want to just buy the Gun Gale Online arc because that world I kind of wanted to explore a little bit more. Like, they talk about, like, there's plasma guns and stuff like that, but those aren't as good as, like, guns that shoot actual bullets. BB gun. Shoot actual bullets. So I kind of want to see a little bit more of that world. See Kirito using a lightsaber more. And it would have been kind of cool to... But even then, like, Shinon comes in, like, into the Alfenheim arc for the Excalibur one as a bow and arrow woman. And I'm thinking, that's cool, but it would have been kind of cool to see her still as a sniper with a sniper rifle. But I guess that technically won't work, I guess. Even though they have Sword Art Online, Iron Card in Alfenheim, but whatever. And then like, the end... And then, like, even at the end where, like, everyone comes in to pay their respects to Yuki, but then Shino comes in like, why is Shino in here? She doesn't know her. but then also other fairies come in, but whatever, because Shino didn't even appear in the second half of the second half of Sword Art Online 2. But yeah, best part of this, I say, is definitely the first part of this, Gun Gale Online. Everything else, like, the second part with Excalibur, it's kind of cool. Like, okay, it's kind of world building a bit, I guess, saying that, okay, there's still an Alfenheim. But then, again, it's just like, you're kind of rehashing Alfenheim, and why? I kind of want to see new worlds. Like, they even talk about in the next one, like, oh, there are new worlds, infinite amount of worlds. Like, saying, Yuki will have infinite amount of worlds to go to, whatnot. And, it would be awesome to see that happen. But in, like, all these infinite worlds, all these infinite games that they could go to. But in the end, like, we're just back in Alpha, and I'm just like, And why can't Yui pop up throughout the different games also? Like, why couldn't Yui pop up with Kirito in Gun Gale Online? Because she popped up from Sword Art Online to Alfenheim, but is it just because it was just a total reskin, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah. It's just a thought. It was just a thing. It is cool for, like, people who, like, are, like, possibly in, like, such predicaments where they have such a bad illness, kind of having a hero to look up to, like Yuki and them, or the other girl. Then also it is nice when, like, your friends say that they'll meet them on the other side, or, like, the adventure that she'll be on, like, in the afterlife, or, like, don't get too lost because we're gonna meet you back over there. And I really like that. Or, like, when the girl says that day after her funeral, she's, like, or in the game, after the funeral in the game, the girl with cancer is in remission, that she's fine now, and that the meds on another character, that they're fine, and that was all cool. That was all a nice little thing, but in the end, that second half of Sword Art Online 2 was just blah. Well, not blah. Again, that's really touching to the end. Other than that, it was just kind of like, okay, Asuna, roll it up. Come on now. Come on, we want to get to the bigger stuff. And then it turns out in the end also that the ones who made this medical dive machine was actually designed by the wife of Heathcliff, aka Kyuba, or Kaiba as I call him, because it sounds somewhat similar, I guess, who is the guy who made Sword Art Online. So, and even Kirito says, I feel like we should be continuing this technology, making it bigger so that the digital world meets this world. But then also I feel like I'm being manipulated a bit by Kyuga, or whatever the fudge his name is. Kaiba. I'm going to call him Kaiba. But yeah, it's cool thing. My favorite again is when Kirito just goes in and goes, just slicing with the lightsaber, and then comes in with a stab, but it's the gun. It's just awesome. But either way, it's pretty good. I definitely say check it out. I don't know if I'll ever read the light novels. Probably will, because it turns out the light novels are different from the manga and the show, and even the manga is different because that's from Asuna's point of view. But yeah. Either way, definitely want to check out the Gun Gale ones. See if there's anything extra there, but yeah. Like, apparently Shinon gets Kirito's lightsaber. And also Kirito slicing like a sniper bullet in half is just awesome. But either way. Snipers are awesome. Can't wait to play Overwatch. Kirito is awesome. He should have kept his lightsaber. They should have explored Gun Gale on a little bit more. Or had continued on to another game. But apparently I think they will in like Season 3, or like Sword Art Online 3, whenever that comes out. Either way, thank you all for watching. Watch more videos that I've done. Please link description below. Please check out all my videos. And we will see you later.